Hi all, welcome back in my coding battle channel. Today we will discuss about encapsulation in Python. Encapsulation is one of the core principles of object-oriented programming. So encapsulation involves like restricting direct access of some components of the objects, right? And we will discuss how this will achieve this. So let's first take the real life example. So suppose we have the bank accounts and we have some balance in it. So we will share our bank accounts and other details like IFSC code and account holder name with others, but they are not able to access our bank balance. Right? We can only access, we can only see our bank balance using the internet banking and by visiting the branch. But other people cannot able to access our bank balance. So you can see like bank account details and your name and the address is public information, and but your bank balance is like your private members in bank accounts. So how this achieve in the code we will discuss here. So all the things access management can achieve using the access modifier. So there are three types of access modifier in the Python. Public. So if any variables or methods are the public, so they will be accessible from anywhere, like inside the class, outside the class, and protected. So these variables will be accessible within the class and also by its subclasses. But their protected variable name start with the single underscore. Here you can say self dot underscore variable, right? And the private members are only accessible within the class, and they are prefixed with a double underscore. So their name start with a double underscore. Here you can say self dot underscore variable. Okay. So and there is a getter and setter methods that helps to control and access the private and protected variables. Okay. So here we will check in the class how it is implemented. Also if you do not know what is class and objects, you can check my previous video. So yes, let's discuss above access modifier in the code itself. So I have gen one class, employee class. So it has name, a name variable, and the address variable and salary variable. Okay. So here I'm making the name as a, so this is a public member, and then there are private members like address is a private and the salary, because their name is start with the double underscore. Okay. And also there can be private members, private functions also. So concept is same. If it is a private members, it's like name should be start with double underscore. Okay. So same concept applies in the class variables as well as the class functions. If it is a private members, its name should be start or with double underscore. Okay. So here we have two variables like address and the salary. Okay. These are private members, and we have a init function. This is a special function. It is called whenever the class is initialized or instantiated. And this we have two public methods. One public methods, it's print the name and the address, and the second public methods it will call the private methods. Okay. Private method, and there's we have private methods. Here you can see the private methods. Its name is start with a double underscore. Here you can see. Okay. And we have getter and setters, as we have discussed. Some getter and setters goes to update or get the private member value. Okay. And getters used to get the private members value, and the set function is used to update the private members value, or protected or private members are. Okay. So we have a set get salary and the set salary also. Okay. Now in this part of the code, I initializing the employee object. So okay, so name Alice, and address Bangalore, its salary 75. Okay. So it's we have initially it has 60. Okay. So let print the employee name. Okay. So if we run this, so it has printed a list. Okay, so now this is a public variable. Okay, so now we print like address. Let's check can be able to access this address. So you can see we run this code. So here you can see employer name is printed, but whenever we are accessing the private variables, okay, private class variables, so we are getting attributed here. You can see, and here you can see the details. The like object has no attribute under underscore address. Okay, so because we these variable these are private variables, it is only accessible within the class, and here we are accessing outside the class. Okay, so that's why we are getting this ISO. Okay, and similarly you can also check like if you access private method. Okay, so you will also get the same ISO. Like here you can check person object no attributes like underscore private method, because private methods also accessible within the class only. Okay, so how you can get access, so you will not be able to access private members from outside the class. So now the question is how you can access those variables and like methods. Okay, so you can get like their value, as we have discussed, getter and setters are there. You can get the salary. Okay, so now here so let we get the salary. Okay, let first get the address. Address. So what we can say, mp dot get address. Okay, dot get address, and then we print the address. Okay, address, and then here. So here we are getting the address and we are printing here. Okay, so if we run this now, we can see the images. Here you can see the address is Bangalore. Okay, so initial address was like Gurugram, India, but this one when we are initializing the class, so it is updating that variables like self address and the initiality. Okay, so we are getting address Bangalore. Okay, so this is a private members. We get first we call this getters. So getter is a like public method inside the class, and it accepts the private members. Okay, similarly we can get like salary also. So you can call directly call like get salary. Okay, so get the salary. Okay, good one. So we should call this. So here's every 75. Okay, now the question is how you can call the private method. Okay, so private method, if you call the public method, then from public method you can call the private method. So here let me call this. So let me call this public method. So it calling the private method. Okay, so so I will say that mp dot public method. So if I'm doing this, so it is going to the, it is calling the public method, and this public method printing public method. So here you can see it is printing public method. Then it is calling private methods, private method. So it is going to flow to here. Then it is printing private method, and then it is printing the address. Okay. So now you understand like you can call the to access the like private methods. You will be able to access only within the class, and you need to call as a public method to call the private method. Okay. Now let's check setup. Let now check the like set functions. So it like let me update the salary. Okay. So I have salary now here 1 lakh. Okay, and then we printing the salary. Okay, so here this is the salary is 1 lakh. Okay, so using getter and setters you can get the private member value, and setters you can update the value. Okay, so now what we have discussed the private members with private mindsets. So their name should be start with a double underscore. Okay, their name should be prefixed with a double underscore. And they are getter and setters. You can call those functions to get the private members value and can update the. Okay. Okay. So now check what are the advantages of the encapsulation. So as you can see, data protection. Okay. So this we don't want the other person can see our bank balance or can create a bank balance. So it's like encapsulation hides sensitive data from other worlds outside the world to getting accidental or unauthorized modification. Okay? And improved maintainability. So what happens? Encapsulation generally promotes the modular modular approach. So it is whenever you write the code in a modular format, so it like easy to maintain and update the code again and enhance security. So as you can see, by making the restrictions of access of different part of the code, we are making someone another deadline security deadline, so that other person cannot be accessed or modify by private members. And ease of testing because the code is modular, so you can easily test it individual modules. And like controlled access, so using getter and setters, you can get and access the private variables. And promote abstractions. So basically when we implement the encapsulation in the class and variable, class and objects, so we generally hide those like private members and private variable methods, so that it is only visible the required part for the users, and avoid code duplication. So generally like encapsulation code is in modular, so you can use those modules in the different parts of the code. Okay, so yeah, thank you. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe with other friends.